Good evening, sister. You're welcome. Okay, good evening, everyone. As you know, this is Ojelimi, and today we promise that we're going to come on air to teach our people the true history of the ESAN people. Some time ago, some people wrote me and they asked me for this, and I told them that a time is coming. We are preparing for something. The time will come. Our brothers who are also enlightened, our brothers who have taken their time to know more about the ESAN history, because from time immemorial, we've been learning histories that are not true, histories that are not right about the ESAN people. So some of us, we took it upon ourselves that we are going to know more about our history. And we have a brother here in the house, a brother who have followed for a very long time, a brother with integrity, a brother who have sworn that he must tell the ESAN people the true origin of the ESAN people. A brother who has so much respect is no other person than the person of Mr. Aigbe Okosun. He's not a baby in this issue. He's a very popular person. And today we are here to fulfill that promise which we made to our people. So, Mr. Aigbe, I open the floor for you to talk to our people before we start the program.
Greetings, everyone. First of all, I want to know, I don't know if everybody that are here are ESANs or we have non-ESANs as well, because I also want to quickly speak first and foremost, I'm with ESAN language to our ESAN people. Before this history, the origin of ESAN, that I'm here to teach our people today before I will commence. So I don't really know if there are also non-ESAN here, because I want to talk to us in ESAN language first.
Most of the people here now are ESAN people, so you can speak with them right now. Though some of them, they are still coming, but the few ones here now, they are ESAN people, most of them.
All right. Okay. It doesn't even really matter if we have non-ESANs here, but most especially this page is ESAN page. But certainly, because we know that all page on social media, you will definitely have non-indigenous people or people that are non-indigenous of ESAN that we also follow. Firstly, I respect those that are non-ESAN here. I greet every one of you and I thank you. And for those of us that are ESANs, my highly esteemed ESAN people, Aigbe ni lo to ESAN vai ituwa keke. Mais non, on ESAN biele. Mais actually, Aigbe eudare Okosun. Aigbe no anu evidon. Ida nedaran jolan wado keke. Eji mariri aja uto nagbona. Aigbe funare. Ida se jole emi okpa rivo ni megwalo metamama akwemie on the origin of ESAN. Okas ESAN ebe sanre variye ebe sanre muye bare mi san ye akwemie meso bowo ni me mamaye ni me tamama ukpede nena. Ida jole emi rivo no mama dame. Ida jole ni jiwan lefu. On evina olei ESAN uru ESAN ni maze e so ekio ESAN ekijole isi ra ikeke san one enihi omena jole me mamajima len upede ne nania ami sive san uru keke na zeve kio ESAN uru ESAN erevehi ami keke san ESAN neje ole maniro ESAN revegbehi ida jole uru keke na zeve kio ESAN uru ESAN erevehi eni runa batiole uru atio a dialect on ESAN imaze atio a language. And I will also teach us more about ESAN language. And me when sere the TikToki seme when look for ESAN history talk show on TikTok to come and follow me, because I'm going to be doing a lot of teachings concerning ESAN history, various aspects of the ESAN history. But firstly, our origin is the #1 aspect, and our language that we are speaking is the #1 aspect as well. Because it's a language of a people, you will know who the people are. And the origin of a people, you will know how the people came about. So these are the fundamental of our history. If we get this wrong, we are a people who don't know their history. And a people who do not know their history, they are a lost people. We don't have to lose. We don't have to go into extinct. We don't have to be dominated by other tribes. We don't have to second our identity for another identity. No matter what it may be, maybe because we are dwelling together in a particular state as togetherness, it does not mean that by reason of that alliance, we should second our identity. Okaloma himayo jiva, we cannot and we should not second our identity for any reason. Irrespective of the state we are living or the country we are living, we must at all costs continue to project our identity as #1. If you want to identify yourself, don't say I'm from Edo State. Say you are from ESAN. First and foremost, you are Edo State. It was not Edo State that came before ESAN. It was ESAN. ESAN Edo State. Like for example, the people that are from Delta State, Uroboma cannot say he's from Delta State without first and foremost letting you know that he's an Uroboman. Ijaw man can never tell you that he is from Delta State without first and foremost letting you know that he's an Ijaw man. Ishekiri man can never say he is from Delta State without telling you that he's from Ishekiri. So, just as Edo State is so, we also have Delta State and other states that have multi-ethnic groups of people that make up the state. So, my dear, highly esteemed ESAN people, I am begging of us, go to your Facebook page where you have your identity there. Don't just put you are from Benin. Say you are from ESAN. Don't say where are you from Benin? No, say ESAN. The Benin can never make that mistake and put there to say they are ESAN. They can never identify themselves as ESAN or in the name of the oneness that we are saying we are one, we are one. The people you are doing oneness with, they do not identify themselves as you. You always identify yourself as them. So go to your Facebook page. If you have erroneously put it there that you are Benin, go and change it to say ESAN. And secondly, like I was saying concerning the language we speak, ESAN language, it is very, very important. We have only one ESAN language. We don't have two ESAN language. And inside that ESAN language, we have various dialects inside ESAN language. Various dialects. For example, Uru keke me tanya miana me da jole uru keke vekyo ESAN. For example, let me say mother. Mother, we can call mother inyome. We can call mother neneme. We can call mother yes, inyome, neneme, and so many others. We can call father. Father is Aba. The language is Aba. The dialect is Erame. You see that you also hear others like human being, a person. You can call a person in ESAN Oria, Onha. So on and so forth. This is how our dialects are. The dialect of ESAN. So when you speak your dialect, we will be able to know the clan of ESAN you are from. Whether you are from Ugboha, whether you are from Urumi, whether you are from Ewato, whether you are from Ewohini, so on and so forth. So Enuru Kekena, we all understand ourselves. So it is with the Yoruba people. You can only get language where you have a dialect. Those people, you know that these people, they are a tribe. They are not an ethnic group. ESAN is not an ethnic group. For a long time, we have presented ourselves as ethnic group. We are not ethnic group, we are a tribe. It is only from a tribe you will see or hear various dialects in their spoken language. Various dialects in their spoken language. You can't get dialects from ethnic group. Ethnic group are people who speak dialect of the place they hail from. We hail from ESAN. The various clans of ESAN hail from ESAN, and they speak their dialects in accordance to the clan, in accordance to the territory where they come from, the kingdom of ESAN. So, in my next episode on my page, I am going to be teaching about ESAN alphabets and ESAN dialects. We have a lot of dialects in ESAN. We are a secret nation. We are a tribe. Before Nigeria was formed, before Edo State was formed, we are a tribe. So let me now end there and let us now go straight to the origin of ESAN. And once again, let me use this medium as an avenue to plead to our ESAN people to rightly orient and rightly sensitize us. We should please now we are now your jole isira. No one ESAN is more ESAN than the other ESAN. Now your jole ikeke sanra. Your ESAN is not more profound than the other ESAN. The ESAN language you speak is a dialect of ESAN language. Your own dialect is no more profound than the other dialect. All right, the ESAN origin, my people. We have heard so many history that does not really tally with the reality that we have in the true historical submission of ESAN. Our history has been largely distorted without being economical with the truth. Let me state it out here that the Benins distorted our history. When you go to Wikipedia space, you cannot find the true history of ESAN. You can only find very little history of ESAN that is partially correct, but it is not largely circulated. How did all this happen? Our history, starting from the language we speak, they said we are speaking Edo language. And we also let us know about Edo. ESAN is way, way older than Edo. What you are older than, you cannot be a product of what you are older than. It's not possible. Now, the origin of ESAN, they said we originated from Benin. Let me quickly let us know that we did not in any way originate from Benin. We are not Benin descendants. And also, it is very important to state that we ESANs, we are within our fundamental human rights to narrate our history. Narrating your history does not mean division. Narrating your history does not mean abuse. A people who don't want you to narrate your history, it is because those people are dominating you. It is because those people don't want you to know who you are. Because the moment you know who you are, you will know how to take your rightful place. Just like the Funani people came to Funanize the Hausa people, so the Benin people has came, they Beninized us. A lot of our people has been Beninized. The time is now where we now have to start telling our people the true history of ESAN. Constructively, we don't need to insult anybody. Telling your history does not mean insults. Now, the origin of ESAN I am talking about. Where did we hail from? Where did ESAN come from? And the people always ask me, if you say ESAN did not come from Benin, then where did ESAN now come from? Okay, the Benins that are saying we came from them, have they told you where they came from? I want to also let you know that you should put away that notion that a people must come from somewhere. It is not everybody, it is not every group that necessarily have to originate from somewhere, from other tribe. Your existence, your origin can begin in your land. You that say you came from Israel, have you asked yourself where Israel came from? You that say you came from Egypt, have you asked yourself where Egypt came from? Have you asked yourself where the Arab came from? There are people that their origin started from their soil. But I am not insinuating now that our land, our life started from our soil. That is not what I am saying, and that is not what I am not saying. I just use that as a reference case to you so that your knowledge, your scope of knowledge will be broadened for you to understand that you must not come from somewhere. Because the Benin should have told you where they came from if everybody must come from other people's place or from somewhere. Now, the ESAN origin, before the 5th century, the ESANs have their ancient ancestors in the River Nile confluence area. There was no migration that started from the south to the north. Now, the ESAN ancestors evolved from the River Nile confluence area, the River Nile confluence area. And that River Nile we're talking about, you can trace it down from the River Niger down to Benue, passes down to Kogi, straight to River Niger. That River Nile I'm talking about is Ilushi Ozigono. But first of all, archaeological evidence is what I am speaking from. We have all this archaeological evidence tied up already. We are all already preparing to start launching our books and presenting and preserving or providing archaeological evidence so that our people will know. Yes, of course, we have some of our custodians who are erroneously narrating, our custodians, traditional rulers, narrating that we came from Benin, without thoroughly narrating it, letting us know what they mean by saying we came from Benin. During the 5th century, when the ESAN ancestors evolved from the River Nile confluence area, they got to where is now called ESAN land today. They settled there. Before that time, or during that time, there was no such as Benin Kingdom anywhere, and there was no such as Idu, Igodo, Migodo anywhere. Why did our people evolve from the River Nile confluence area? Before I digress into that involvement I am talking about, if you look carefully into those ethnic groups, those tribes that are from the Nile confluence area or in the Nile confluence area, they owe their culture to the Nok culture. The ESAN cultures are the Nok cultures. This is why you can see that all the cultures, I did not say some, all the cultures of the ESAN people are all alien to the Beninese. The Beninese know nothing about our culture. If actually we hail from them, we came from them, it would have been established that the cultures of the ESAN people, they inherited it from the Benin. You must inherit your culture from where you come from where you hail from. Now, if we talk about Igbabolenimi is as old as humanity, and Igbabolenimi is one of the foremost culture of the ESAN people. The Bini have no idea of Igbabolenimi. The Bini have no idea of Elimioto. The Bini have no idea of Ijenigene. The Bini have no idea of Abanyo. The Bini have no idea of Okpodu. The Bini have no idea of Asonogun, so on and so forth, of all the cultures. And the Benin New Year Festival, we do not practice our New Year Festival, which they call Aigbe, the way Benin practice their New Year Festival. So you can see that all our culture, they are all aliens to the Benin. Now let us also look at our traditional clothes. It would have been noted that the traditional clothes that we are putting on, we got it from where they say we come from, the Benin. They gave it to us, or they are our father who gave. But our traditional clothes, they don't have traditional clothes. We have traditional clothes. They only go to the market to go and buy fabrics, to sew buluku, to sew their clothes. But we weave and produce our clothes in our land. So all these are distinct to us. And if you look into it very well, these are all the Nok culture. That is not of the Benin. Now, how did we not get to where it's called Benin today? Note that it's not the whole of Edo State that is called Benin. It is Edo South, inside Edo State, that is Benin. And you will get to know that in the 1979 Traditional Ruler and Chief Edict as gazetted, 1979. So when you look at that edict, you will see the territory all the traditional rulers covers. The territory of the Oba of Benin is 3 local governments there in Edo South. So when we are talking about Benin, Benin is not the whole of Edo State. It's just like you are talking about Anyoma. You say Anyoma is the whole of Delta State. You are talking about Ijo. You will say Ijo is the whole of Delta State. You are talking about Urobo. You will say Urobo is. No. Benin have their territory inside Edo State, just as we have our territory inside the place that is called Edo State today. That is why you hear you say Otoisan, Otedo, Otoisan, Otedo. They have their land, we have our land. So the origin of ESAN, how did we now get to the place called Benin today, that place that is called Benin, where you see some of our people there in Benin today, who they now say they came from that place. Now, when our people settled, when our people evolved, engaged into mass exodus migration from the Nile confluence area and came to settle in our land called ESAN land today, after that settlement during the 5th century, some of our ESAN people engage or embark into what we can call sojourning. But before I now digress into that sojourn, let me quickly let us know the reason why our ESAN ancestors and other tribes that evolved from the River Nile evolved out of that place. It was because of the natural disaster that happened during that era, during the 5th century. The natural disaster that happened in the Nile confluence area. What was that natural disaster? The overflooding of the Nile River, the biggest river in the whole world. That river overflooded and flooded the communities of people around the Nile confluence area. Because their community was carried away with flood, they were searching for a dry land to go and lay abode. By so doing, and by reason of that, they embark or engage into what can be called mass exodus migration. By reason of that mass exodus migration, the ancient ancestors of the ESAN people embarked and evolved from the Nile confluence area and located their way down to the present day ESAN land, and they had their settlement there during the 5th century. That time, there was no Benin, there was no Idu, Igudomigodo. After the settlement of the ESAN, later on, from those people, those ESAN people there in ESAN land, some of our ESAN people, not all of them, some of them embarked into sojourn. They sojourn, either travel, they sojourn and went where? They went to the present day southern Nigeria, which is also part and parcel of Edo State today. Remember that it is not only Edo State that is southern Nigeria. So when our people, some of our people that go to southern Nigeria, When they got there, they also discovered that there were other multi-ethnic groups and multi-ethnic tribes that were scattered around southern Nigeria. Together with those multi-ethnic groups, they formed what was known as Idu-Igodo-Migodo Kingdom. And that Idu-Igodo-Migodo Kingdom was rotational monarchical structure, where it is after the demise of a particular king that is from a particular tribe or a particular ethnic, after the demise, if the king died, it will not get to the other people. So when it get to the people who call themselves Benin today, Edavan, there was long time interregnum by reason of that their anarchy. Long time interregnum where there was no throne, where there was no king on the Edo throne. So then it was not called Benin, it was called Idu-Igodo-Migodo. Then for them not to lose it all, and as at that time, there are no Benin, because Benin is not a tribe. Benin is not a spoken language. In reality, Edo is not a language. We will get there. Just be patient with me. Now, for them not to lose it or knowing fully well that it is their turn to rule, because they were fighting, trying to usurp the throne from each other, they could not produce a king. So they now have to send to the neighboring kingdom. That neighboring kingdom was already advanced and exposed in monarchical leadership. What neighboring kingdom they sent to or they went to? That neighboring kingdom was Ile-Ife. They went there to go and plead with Oduduwa for Oduduwa to come and rule over them. And Oduduwa told them that he cannot come and rule them because he is already a king over his people. But what he will do, he will send his son, Oromiyan, to follow them to come and help them rule. He eventually sent his son, Oromiyan. When Oromiyan got to that land called Idu, Oromiyan could not rule over the people because the people did not allow Oromiyan. Oromiyan actually came to invade, but the people did not allow, because the people know that Oromiyan was not part of them. So, because of the long time interregnum and anarchy Oromiyan met and he could not rule over the people, Oromiyan called the place, he nicknamed the place Ile-Ibinu. Just as me now, people know me as Ancient Keeper. Ancient Keeper is my nickname. And there are a lot of us that have nickname, and our nickname is even more popular than our name. So, Ile-Ibinu became the nickname of Idu-Igodo-Migodo. Idu-Igodo-Migodo was not named to one particular person, and the nickname was not for only a particular group of people. It was the general land, Idu land. Now, when the Portuguese came, for easy pronunciation, they could not pronounce Ile-Ibinu perfectly well. They pronounced Ile-Ibinu as Benin. They pronounced Ile-Ibinu as Benin. Then later, when the British came, they met that the place was already called Benin. Then it was not one particular group of people that was called Benin. Let me give you this analysis. It's just like when the British also came and ventured into what they call colonization. When they got to that geographical space called Nigeria today, they met multi-ethnic groups and multi-ethnic tribes, put them together, amalgamated them, and called them and call us Nigeria. Will one person wake up today and say he is from Nigeria tribe? Because Nigeria is not a tribe. Just as the British came to call, amalgamate us together, put us together, and call us Nigeria, so the Portuguese, when they came, they called the people Benin for easy pronunciation. And that name, later on, these Benin people who actually came from Yoruba land, they monopolized the name to themselves. Now, what now led to the ESAN people that left there? The ESAN people that left there, that history can be narrated and should be narrated at its best as the reverse migration of the ESAN people who actually came from ESAN land to come from Idu-Igodo-Migodo. The reverse migration. They reversed and they went back to go and rejoin their ESANs who already had their ESAN settlements before Idu-Igodo-Migodo and before Benin Kingdom was formed. What led the ESAN people to now leave that place? Those ESAN people that actually came from ESAN land. What led there? It was because of the alien culture that the Obas, the Benis, brought from Yoruba land. Ugboni, human sacrifice. And what I am saying, I am not saying off art. I have every document, every history book to back up what I am teaching us now. They brought Ugboni, they brought human sacrifice. A king can marry his sisters. And because of all this, together with the cruelty of the Oba dynasty that came from Yoruba land, what cruelty was that? They were invading neighboring kingdom for the territorial expansion of what they now called Benin. Because when the Oba dynasty came from Yoruba land, they took hold of Idu monarchical structure. So the ESAN people that actually came from ESAN land, they engaged into reverse migration, Eda Tiche Fiche. So that they reverse from that place called Benin does not mean that that is where their origin started from, or that is where they originated from. So if you put all this together, like I have always told us, history that is narrated or written on history book must be submissive to critical analysis. You must be able to analyze whatever history they are telling you. Don't just swallow it to say, now history, they say, they write them for history book. And you read them, you just say, okay, now the history be that. Put it into critical analysis. Analyze it, and you will be able to know where there is truth and where there is falsehood. The falsehood therein, there are a lot of falsehood. Now, I talked about Edo. Edo happened to be the name of a person, the name of a servant boy who served Ogiefanomwekbo. Ogiefanomwekbo was a native doctor whose responsibility or whose duty was to render services to the Oba of Benin, then the Oba Erediawa I. So you can see that this Edo I am talking about is very, very recent as far as history is concerned. Oba Erediawa I. Edo was killed on behalf of Oba Erediawa. The brother of Oba Erediawa was the person who killed Edo. Why did he kill Edo? The brother of Oba Erediawa, whose name is called Uwafiokun, was on a mission to come and usurp the throne from Oba Erediawa I. So Edo, who happened to be the servant boy, got all the information, how they were planning, how Uwafiokun with his troops were planning to come and kill Oba Eware, whose name was Prince Ogun. And Edo quickly went to Prince Ogun, who became Oba Eware. He went to Prince Ogun and leaked the information to him. Run, no, go and hide. Your brother is coming for your head because he wants to take the throne from you. He wants to usurp the throne from you. So Oba Eware, whose name was Prince Ogun, just as this Oba Erediawa II, not Oba Eware, Oba Eware, so to say. Just as this Oba Eware II, his name is Prince Ehenede. So as the Oba Eware I, his name is Prince Ogun. So Prince Ogun went hiding, and when Uwafiokun came with his troops, he did not find Prince Ogun, the Oba Eware I. And people told him that it was Edo that leaked out the information. With that anger, Prince Uwafiokun, so to say, descended of that servant boy Edo, killed him. Eventually, Oba Erediawa, Prince Ogun, who came out from hiding, eventually he became king and took up the title Erediawa. So what he did, he now adopted the name of that servant called Edo, took the name or adopted the name and named the name on his people there in Edo South, called them Iri-Edo. That was when Edo came into play. Edo is very, very recent. And they are telling you today that the language you speak is Edo language. You, without even thinking about it, you accept it. Sometimes mental laziness can make you accept falsehood all your life. There are people who believe in all this history when they were young, and they grow up and they become grandfathers. And they will tell their children. And when we are not telling them today, those their children will say, you are lying. My father told me that we are from Benin. Because a young man can learn something that is wrong, and he will grow old and believe that thing that is young. So that is wrong. That is how we have some people that are even elderly today that are telling us that we are from Benin. They are short narrating our history without thoroughly telling us what Benin means. And to now end my explanation before others can come up with a question or with also to add to what I have said, let me quickly say this. Over these years, I have been on social media debunking all these falsehood. I am debunking them beyond every reasonable doubt. They now changed their history to say, no, they were not called Benin. The name that the Portuguese pronounced as Benin is Ubini. Now, let me ask you, common sense will tell any wise and any reasonable person that if actually you are Ubini, how come the language you are speaking is not called Ubini language, but it's called Edo language? Yes, let us agree that the Portuguese call you Benin out of Ubini, but the language you are speaking is not Ubini language. Your language should be Ubini language, not Benin language. How come that of all the documents, of all the history that is recorded, there is no Ubini kingdom anywhere. There is no Ubini empire anywhere. And you people said you built an empire, that we are part and parcel of the empire. Do you know that when we talk about empire, empire does not necessarily mean you hail from that place that is called empire. We have British Empire, we have Roman Empire, and so many other empires. The people that make up that empire, they are not of one ancestry. Greece was part and parcel of Roman Empire. So many countries was part and parcel of Roman Empire, yet they are not Italians. When you go to UK, British, the British Empire, you have the Scottish, you have the Irish, you have the British. They are not of the same place, of the same origin. The fact that you people came together to build an empire together does not mean that you people actually originated from one place. For now, I rest my case. Okosun, Bakara Keke, Ituoma, Dadu.
Well, but thank you very much. We've heard this. And Okosun Eribugwa, only message na Vavashi Ole. The Agbon ma Kutu Agbon ma expect. Or you Kutu Agbon Vale. Vago do to Vakpa Vago Kaiho, all Nagbon Vivil and Bata. The Ebata Mama is school. Are you the odia? Kutu Agbon. Ebata Mele is school, they say Yemo Homo. If I let me ESAN, Olivo, ESAN old ne Oto Edo. Bejovio Maritime Ejiva, Oyo man of Valena, Mr. Aigbe, Ewodago Okosun, Ebevu on Homo. Pomi okere Oleoni va ose Honanya. Ota Rivo. Ebiwa Kiluje, Varekan page no solid. Do Ole Facebook, Oloeka use be YouTube. Olela vibe TikToking ya. Va when I will go, Okosun, Varekan. Va make sure, va take as a matter of priority. The page no solid now grow to minimum 1,000 within 3 days. Va when I will go. I'm done on the baluna. Oh, you put me a son here. Who did this no? And Marivia, ma to bomb my roy. My dear Kubogbe, Akire by Gbema, Mare Misho, Emoison, or Navi Jereve, Ivoke Sanki Genelemi, Gebe Revaje, Maiji, Oyi Ibini Makin, Oyeke Bini Manava, Emize, Nata Mie, a Sevotoesan. Et qui doit, Agbon qui doit non, va Bama et so, bi enije so, ne riboto et sans divana va, et qui y bini non. Et misère. Et so me qui tamagbon, onotani, et moi t'arrivo. But onoria, on va le onot, et moi t'arrive, ou chome mon ole koni, which we call half history. The complete history no rivo, et va le, so va when I wo. And me they take oton pa vai wokun. No more ogbon no. So I talk me ignore no. When I wo my coordinate or you vamaje or you homa hon we are vai wokun we ki arrange gbe no say. Are they question we don't know? No question no say. Obu. So whoever open ya when ogbon request.
Okay, akwemie oria request no renota. On me judge tanya lenia. Raude me fekechi committee ne gbeno evena kere shan Ejole Ogiso was never a Benin man. Ogiso We had off your any history now, they twisted the history. Mama twisted. They twisted the history. If you go and listen to our ancient Asonogu dance, you will hear all those Ojiso story in our music. And today they twist it. And if you ask them the meaning of Ojiso, you know, we the ESANs, I talk about language and dialects. J and G interchanges when we are using OJ. So, when you say OJ, you are speaking the language. When you say Ogie, you are speaking the dialect. So, these are our both language. So, we say Ojiso or Ogiso. Now, the people that came from Yoruba land, these Benin people, they are the ones that monopolize Ojiso to themselves. And that is why they don't know the meaning of Ogiso or Ojiso. If I ask them the meaning of Ojiso, or if we ask them the meaning of Ojiso, you will be surprised what they will tell you. And they've always told us like that. What is the meaning of Ojiso? To you that is even talking about Ojiso, do you really know the meaning of Ojiso? If you really want to get the meaning of Ojiso, you will look at the contextual input. Most times or sometimes, you do not just get the meaning of something by reason of the way it is pronounced. You'll go into the contextual input. Now, the contextual input of Ogiso is not king that came from the sky. No human being has ever fallen down from the sky. The same Benin people that they are laughing at the Yoruba people, because we also have some version of the Yoruba people who also erroneously narrated that Oduduwa came from the sky or fell from the sky. You know, most people, all these people that always narrate their history, they narrate their history to overhype themselves. And when they are narrating, when they narrate their history to overhype themselves, they shoot themselves on the foot, knowing or unknowingly. That is what the people, the Yoruba people, some of the Yoruba people that narrated, although other Yoruba people came out to disagree with that narrative that Oduduwa came from the sky or fell down from the sky. No human, no mortal, no human can come from the sky. It's not possible. Now, let us look at Ojiso. Ojiso. Iso is, as far as the ESAN is concerned, Iso means above. Now, above, then when you now say Oje, you are talking about king that is above his subjects. So we use Iso as above, as higher. King that is above. It does not necessarily mean, we did not say Oje no nohun vare or Oje no nohun savae. When you say Ojiso, you are saying Oje, you are saying Iso. Then, before you will be able to get the meaning, you must look into the contextual input. But the Benin people has told the public, has even told most of our ESAN people that Ojiso means king that fell down from the sky. But that name, you can get the meaning from the contextual input. Because Iso is above. Iso is above every one of us. So when you now say Oje, you are talking about one that is higher than every other. Because Oje is number one as far as ESAN is concerned, as far as the monarchical and traditional system of the ESAN is concerned. So to ensure that we put it perfectly well to everybody, that king is the number one, is above everybody, we have to put it in that manner, Ojiso. The Benin are not the one that own Ojiso. They don't know anything about, they only monopolize everything, but the name Benin, they monopolize it to themselves. That is why you see today that they are still trying to defend that name Benin, and they are not able to defend it. And one last thing I want to say, all the deities that the ESAN, deities, you know, because of westernization, Christianization, and modernization, we put everything away that we do. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Before our brother come back, like I said before, let's try power tap and also follow him up to take his followers to 1,000. It just started newly. Okosun, yeah. I hope you guys are already enjoying yourselves. This is just the first phase of the program, and we are going to continue like this.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
Please share
evening.
the live video. It's me, Lily Love. Wanna share this live? Wanna share this live to our ESAN people? Why would they do like this? Our platform will get only 12 people. Let's share it and share it to everybody. Make everywhere virus everywhere.
Thank you very much.
Share that to everybody. This platform need to grow, where we'll be hearing our ESAN history, not all those cut and join one when they talk for them. Please share it to 30 people.
Share. You see, this is
Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone. Yes. So, for those of us that haven't shared, let me also lend my voice to plead to you to encourage this video.
Please
share,
mute,
please.
The roof, please mute.
And as you're sharing, don't forget to go and search for my TikTok, ESAN History Talk Show. ESAN History Talk Show. Search for it on TikTok and follow me so that we can be hosting ourselves like this. Today is just a tip of an iceberg. But some other time when we come back, we are going to be coming up with different series of ESAN history and different topics concerning and regarding ESAN history. And for we to be able to do that, we must endeavor to join synergy together to grow our page to large pages. Because when you go out there, the pages where we are hearing all these fallacies from, fallacies that distort the ESAN history, these pages are so large. You know that propaganda go very wide. Now, for we to be able to put our history in the rightful perspective, to pass the truth out, we must work. We must sacrifice time from our busy schedules. We must be very sacrificial. It takes you nothing to share a program. Share, and also don't forget to go search for my TikTok, ESAN History Talk Show, and follow me there. Thank you very much. So I was going somewhere and I was talking about the deities of the ESAN people. Now, when we talk about the deity of the ESAN people, the Benin know nothing about it. Now, let me start from Alimiesan. We can call on Eyimidu and we can call on Alimiesan. The people who now call themselves Benin today, they can't call on Alimiesan because Alimiesan do not know them and they do not know Alimiesan. Now, let us go deeper a little bit into these deities. There are so many deities that you will get to know, but I will only call 2 deities now. As we continue to engage ourselves, to continue to follow ourselves, to continue to come up on programs like this, I am going to be revealing so many deities. We have deities that is known as Obieme deities. We have the one that is known as Uki. We have the one that is known as Idigun. Now, let me go to Idigun. Idigun is what the Benin people call Ogun. They got Ogun from the Yoruba people. The original word for iron deity of the Yoruba is called Ogun. And in ESAN land, we don't call iron deity Ogun. Iron deity is called Idigun in ESAN land. Some of you that your father's name or your grandfather's name is Okedegun. That is what Ogun is. Iron deity is. Okedegun means Okedigun. Okedegun means the heels of the god of iron. The heels of the iron deities. So today, because we are dwelling in a particular place called Edo State together, we mix up all of these things. We put away our originality and we are carrying what the Benin people went and bring from the Yoruba land as our own. I am not saying the Yoruba deities, they are bad. They are not bad, they are good. I can go and initiate myself into Ayelala if I want to become a member of Ayelala. But it does not mean that Ayelala originated from ESAN land. These are all Yoruba deities. It does not mean that Ugboni originated from ESAN land. These are all Yoruba deities. But we have our deities to ourselves. So many deities. But let's not forget that we have a center goal, our gaze, concerning the topic we are teaching today. the ESAN origin. So our history must start from our origin and must start from our language. When the Beninese people say that they hear our language, when we speak ESAN, they hear. Can you call any Benin to come and speak ESAN expressly? When he meaya zedo sesenese, where Edo. I speak Edo without accent. There is no ESAN man that will go and live in Benin for 1 year that will not be able to speak Benin expressly. ESAN man does not need to go to any school formally to go and learn that's what they call Edo. Because that what they call Edo is one of the dialects. Their language today, they are speaking one of, remember we have so many dialects. They are speaking among our dialects, they are speaking one of our dialects. They took one of our dialects, mix it up with Yoruba, Ile-Ife, Ikedu language, and that is what they are speaking. So that is why it is very easy for us to speak it, because that is our dialect. But when we are speaking our language, we are not speaking dialect. The Benin man does not know what we are talking about. There are so many words in ESAN that does not exist in what is called Edo language today. They don't know what we're talking. In short, when we are singing in Babone Asonogun music, Benin man cannot interpret what we are speaking, because we are singing Asonogun music with conk ESAN language. So I want to beg us, you should not be afraid of narrating your history, and do not do saga with anybody. Do not come up to say you are narrating your history, you are insulting one monarch there. When you go into the gutter to go and rub yourself on mud with the pig, you are not the same level with the pig. Don't say because these Benin people, they are known for saga, they are known for abuses. You yourself, what you are doing is to come on social media. ESAN qui doit social media, saga, we are very, very much more intelligent than them. We are not known for saga. When ESAN man is speaking, people know that, this is ESAN man. When maybe you put Benin man here, you put ESAN man here, don't ask them, let them talk. When ESAN man speak, Benin man speak, people will quickly know that this person is ESAN man. It's not a Benin man, because of the intelligence, because of the accuracy. But before the Benin person go say Jack Robinson, abuses and threats full inside what they are saying. And it's not that they will be able to defeat you when you call them to say, let Namwe Naso Bomo Aigbe. So when you are narrating ESAN history, please take threats away from it, take insult away from it. Go to the ESAN history, bring reasonable doubt, bring evidences, be able to make sure that as you are narrating it, you are able to make references that are proven beyond any reasonable doubt. So for the ESAN origin, I believe that we have gotten the real origin of ESAN. We did not originate from Benin. Some of the ESAN people who they are saying came from Benin can be likened onto reverse migration of those ESAN people that left ESAN land or that sojourned from ESAN land to that part of the world that is now called Benin. They return back to come and rejoin their ESAN people who already had their settlement in ESAN land before Benin was formed and before Idu Igodo was formed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Obiaba. Eja ta eseni omerio. Ramude imani vokesan. Ma gene jima lemi ma gene nwegbe. Na remie onota na okinavi jirebe. Va hwe wo va shioli. And ipejisi Mr. Aigbe va rekali. Non ipeji no servi 1000. Va rekali. Job was job is Facebook or job YouTube or even or kika zago to aveni. But if TikTok, another platform no make wave to one when we go viral. Now that me on the mona aki genero say na bon genele ebi mare vaje ebi mare do to aje. So all the hard when another who no bon ramude my mama mo again. Oya no be na no gbon ege kan na no are no gbon yan oni program na mada alwo the way mada ge agbore show interest or ma ra vibe online do alwo so wa hun awo wa share va yere kan Aigbe wa re kan Mr. Aigbe Okosun. So anybody no more ogbon no ano, it's your time to ask your question now.
Questions and contributions are needed. Amir Wegwalowe Tanya El Nimakata we say tanyale. And me we no we won't we are not we say no.
Okay.
Abortion.
Okay, vou pensar em for questão aí para
Oh yeah.
host or somebody about yeah ancient speaker para before sorry let me lock my window because of the noise.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be following I played 3 years ago now with different of my accounts. And God will really bless you for letting us know who we are, for letting us to realize that we are important, because those people, they will try to bring us down before. Understand? You, as the son of the soil, you stand still, you speak for us, you wake us up. Yeah, you wake us up. God will bless you for that one. And I still pray for more strength. You will live long to enjoy the new ESAN in Jesus' name. So that's all I have for now.
Thank you.
Oria baby, the one no contribute by AB Mr. Aigbe Setana. Ukpo kere second. AB Mr. Aigbe won ukere. We are hon okono seki mo body aye. Ramude enewe na ikire my buboto. Madam Kelly Love. ESAN first son, abi ESAN first daughter. Anybody no more able who not okay, if ESAN first, Benin last. So anybody no more able who not or whoever just send your request. Not to be low kwe.
Okay, bros, my woman nova question. The question go between host and bros Aigbe too. This about ESAN state. You are here. But about me here. Just want to get some speech from you.
Okay.
This question, is going to be a very long series. And because there are various things and various eye-opening that we need to do more during the ones, or in addition to the ones I've been doing before. To get ESAN state is through political wing. That is why we are pushing for somebody who we know that they cannot control. One who cannot be puppet to the palace of Oba of Benin. That is why we are pushing for that person. Not simply because Honoré Anajisco or Majisco. Amiero ne mama Majiscurio, but Uda Sabor Rezwozwele. So that is why we are pushing. Majority of us, I know that some of us, as some people, also supported them. Which is not really bad. But when we talk about one who understands how to make sure that what befits the ESAN gets to the ESAN, one who will not go and put his knee on ground and be kneeling everywhere. So we look at Asun Ighodalo. We saw his body language when he started campaign during his aspiration as aspirant, not even a candidate yet. He gathered, if he started from ESAN land, he did not start from Benin. But you see our ESAN people, they will want to contest. They will first of all go to Oba Palace of Benin, like as if Oba is the candidate, or is the aspirant, or is the political party. But you, self, you have king in your land. So Aswen knew fully well what to be done. I'm not campaigning now. I'm just going through what will bring ESAN state to us. He went to ESAN. He's the one that gathered all the energy together, and in honor, told them what he want to do. He want to become governor. It was recently he went to Oba Palace of Benin, just as he has gone to other palaces in Edo State, even there in Auchi. But we also look at Monde Okpebholo and look at the people that are surrounding him. Those are the people that have vowed that ESAN cannot become a governor. But because they now saw that with Monde Okpebholo, they will be able to manipulate him, they will be able to tell him do this, they have to quickly say, okay, it's him that they are not supporting. Now, to be able to get ESAN State is not only to come and open people's eyes on social media. When we open people's eyes on social media, like I've been doing, I told people the viability to creating ESAN State. I told people the key to the creation of even the Edo State that was created at about 33 years ago now, was created by Augustus Ahon, first-star general, the only vice military president Nigeria ever had. So in our next series, I will teach us about how Ahon agreed to creating ESAN State, Edo State, instead of ESAN State or half ESAN State. It was still these our onoges that pressurized him, because Oba of Benin went to go and speak with the king in Irua, who is called the Okaoje today. Plead with him to say, talk to Ahon to discontinue the creation of ESAN State. That was how Ahon really back off. The same thing with this Monde Okpebholo that we are seeing today, because the people that surround him are people who actually stole the mandate, fought and stole the mandate and give it to him, because they are going to be the one that is going to control. Do you think if Monde Okpebholo really have the heart to say he wants to do this in ESAN land, those people will allow? What you will only see in ESAN land is they will just do streets, roads, so that the market women, the market men, the farmers, the EDGs will be clapping hands to say, Monde Okpebholo is working. That is not what brings development into a state, a place. What brings development is the infrastructure, industries, state projects. You will not see any state project in ESAN land. That was what what is it called? Abrou Sali wanted to do. They contested against him as well, because Abrou Sali took university to ESAN land. Abrou Sali stood and said, no, the energies in ESAN, they are king. They cannot be reduced to duke. And the Benin people, they carved casket and they protested against him, that they are sweeping his leg away from Benin as at that time. Eventually, the man did not come, he did not win the second election. He only ruled for 4 years. So all those are what we are looking, how we will be able to put ESAN in its rightful place. ESAN is the heartbeat of Edo State. When you hear Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation, it is not because of Benin, it is because of ESAN. Because we are the central. Now we be the heartbeat, we are the central. Where are you supposed to get the capital? The capital is supposed to be located at the central. Everything, they took it away from ESAN. The only person that will be able to, without fear or favor, put all these things in its right perspective is one who is soundly educated and one who is dogged. So if we do not have somebody in the Senate House and in a governor, we will first of all have a senator who understands how to move motion, like Ned Wonke is doing today there in Delta State, pushing for the creation of Anyoma State. We will first of all have someone who is sound as a senator. Then we will now have one who is dogged as a governor to make sure he make it come to pass. So that is how we will be able to get ESAN State. It is no other. Our protest cannot get ESAN State. It is through diplomatic miss, political diplomatic miss. If you have people who are representing you in the political wing of Edo State, people who are representing in the House of Assembly, in the Senate House, and one who is sitting as a governor as from the ESAN extraction, who understand that this is what we have to do for our people and nothing will happen. But we don't have them. We have people who will go and be kneeling down and crawling on their knees in the upper palace of Benin. So that is it for now.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. I see I have another question for you. If best one ask questions, you should ask first.
Just continue.
Just let me ask another question. Okay, thank you. Bros, I want to know things why they say ESAN migrated from Benin and the other way around. Some people still let me know say yes, some ESAN migrated from Benin. I want to know these people that migrated from Benin to come and join the real ESANs. Thank you, sir.
One, no people migrated from Benin. Maybe you came late because I took up to 1 hour to explain this migration. No people migrated from Benin to come and join ESAN. And all ESANs are real ESAN. There are no real ESANs and there are no fake ESAN. I repeat again that no people migrated from Benin. The people who came from Benin are ESAN people who actually sojourned from ESAN land. Who sojourned from ESAN land to that part of the world. It was southern Nigeria. It was not called Benin. When they got there, they formed Idu, Igodo, Migodo. To go back again of all I've narrated is going to be difficult for me. Because I hopefully believe that I think every one of us were listening to me, although some people came in late. So those ESAN people, yes, those ESAN people who left ESAN land, the word is not left, they sojourn from ESAN land. During that time, people were still exploring to go and acknowledge virgin land. So during those times, 5th century upward to even 11th century, people were still exploring land. So when you get to a place where no human has ever lived, you put your abode there and that place becomes yours. So ESAN, who already had their settlement during the 5th century in ESAN land, some of those ESAN people, they sojourn, some of those ESAN rivo to ESAN for, ESAN rivo to ESAN for, et so rekyo ESAN, eda travel, they were exploring. So where did they get to? They got to southern part of Nigeria. Southern part of Nigeria also includes present-day Edo State. When those ESAN people got there, they also saw that there are other ethnic and other tribal people scattered around southern part of Nigeria. So the ESAN people with those multi-ethnic group of people, they formed Idu, Igodo, Migodo. And when you ask any ancient woman or old man, another word for key, ekijole Igodo. Ekijole Igodo. And when you say Idu does not really mean a person. Idu means quarters, community. Idumu Matioele. And that is why all the community in ESAN land are called Idumu. When you say ESAN Wenavare, Akijole Idumu Mbea. So you can see that a people who own Idu is very, very much popular in their land. But when you go to Benin, you will only find 1 or 2 or 3 Idu. Or when you go to other places, you only find 1 or 2 or 3 Idu. Those are people who actually, together with the ESAN people, those ESAN people who sojourn from ESAN land to a certain part of Nigeria, formed Idu, Igodo, Migodo together. But being that ESAN people, they were the major player of Idu, Igodo, Migodo, all their land, all their community is called Idumu, Idumu. Key to the community. We are key to the community. Igodo, Sidumu. So later on, that Idumu, like I explained before, Idumu, the monarchical structure of Idumu, monarchical structure means the kingship. So the monarchical structure was rotational structure, just as it is in Warri Kingdom today. Rotational. You know, in Idu, it was multi-ethnic group of people, like I explained. Now, if this group, the king that came from this group, this ethnic or this tribe, or that Jew, it will not get to the turn of the other people. When it got to the turn, when it eventually got to the turn of the people who call themselves Benin today, then there was no Benin. The word Benin never existed as at that time. Benin is recent as far as history is concerned. What was Idu? Now, when it got to the people who now call themselves Benin today, who also call themselves Edo today, Eda Negbe, Eda Simi, Oni, Aganohwa, naturally a throne of the king. They were fighting themselves to usurp the throne from each other. There was now what is called long-time interregnum, where there was no king on the throne of Idu. So for the Benin people, the people who call themselves Benin not to lose it all, they did what? They now travel to the next neighboring kingdom, who was to some extent also civilized. What kingdom was that? Oduduwa, the Yoruba land, Ile-Ife. And when they got there, they pleaded with Oduduwa to please come and rule over them, because they could not produce king. Now, Oduduwa told them that he cannot come because he is already a king. He cannot abandon his people, but he can assist them in doing one thing. Well, that thing was, he told them that he will send his son to come and help them rule, his son Oromiyan. When Oromiyan came with the mindset to come and invade the land. But Oromiyan could not. He came with the mindset to come and invade the land. The people did not allow him, and the people did not give him space to rule because they know that he was not part of them. So because of that, Oromiyan decided to go back. But before he left, Oromiyan nicknamed the place. Oromiyan nicknamed the place and called the place Ile Ibinu, which means, in ESAN language, Ile Ibinu means Oto Novanja. In Yoruba language, it means land of vexation, land of quarreling, land of anarchy. Just like as Israel and Iran, they are fighting today. Israel and Lebanon, they are fighting today. So it can be likened unto place of anarchy, place Novanja. So that nickname, Ile Ibinu, now followed Idu Igodo Migodo. That became our nickname. Now, when the Portuguese came, for easy pronunciation, because when they came, they already met Ile Ibinu, not even knowing the meaning, but it was a nickname. But the original name that on that nickname is Idu Igodo Migodo. So for the Portuguese to easily pronounce it, for easy pronunciation, they called Ile Ibinu Benin. They did not call only the people that now call themselves Benin today, Benin people. Just as the British did not call only one part of Nigeria today. The word Benin came from the Portuguese and the word Nigeria came from the British. So, when that land, when the Yoruba people that actually came with Oromiyan, later on, they came back again. If you go to my page, my Facebook page, I posted something today and I put the history book, the documents, how the entourage, the Yoruba entourage. When you get to Benin today, you hear people that are called, you hear particular chiefs, very large family, they call them Bamawo. Bamawo in Yoruba language is, the original word of Bamawo is Bamiwo. Bamawo is not a Edo word. In short, Bamawo does not exist in the etymology of Edo language. Aimye Bamawo uru nati Edo. E Bamawo re uru nati Edo. Ereba. So what you have is Bamiwo. So the Benin people coined it to Bamawo. So Bamiwo, Oduduwa, the people he sent along Oromiyan, he told them Bamiwo. Bamiwo means help me watch over them. Help me watch over them. Help me watch over Oromiyan and the Yoruba people, other of your brothers that I sent along Oromiyan. So that title became, that name became a title to those people who Oduduwa told Bamiwo Lenegbalorele. Now, I'm taking you down to where those people are saying ESAN came from them. Now, remember I told you that some of the ESAN sojourned from ESAN land towards the southern part of Nigeria, formed Idu Igodo Migodo. Now, when Yoruba dynasty actually began, remember that in ESAN adage, we also say that I am your Bawe-san, Ojiamie-san. Oba is not our thing. Now, when Oba dynasty came to that Idu land, it became cruel. And not only that it became cruel, or it was cruel, they came with culture that is not known to us, that we did not know, which is called alien culture. Even in one land, what are these alien culture? One, they came with human sacrifice. I am not the one narrating it from my head. I have read books. I have read so many books. In the ancient time books, the Benin wrote, they destroy most of those books now, but I've been able to extract many of the soft copies of those books. You cannot find out those books to buy anywhere on Amazon or any place any longer, except the one they wrote that time that has paved way into internet that people like us have been able to extract. Today, we are now uploading them again on internet. The one I posted today talk about Osa and Oswan, the Yoruba entourage that actually came with Oromiyan. Now, when they now started what they call Benin Kingdom, they now monopolized that name Benin to themselves and started forming their kingdom, invading other neighboring kingdom for the territorial expansion of what they call Benin Kingdom. Not only invading, they brought human sacrifice. A king can marry his two sisters. So the ESAN people, they did what? They have to reverse. So the ESAN people that came from the place that is called Benin today is best put as the ESAN people who engaged into reverse migration. Those ESAN people are ESAN people who actually sojourn from ESAN land. Oto ESAN or Enaka Valley or Elenaka Valley. So when the going was not going well again, they have to engage into reverse migration. They did what? They reversed and they went back to go and rejoin their ESAN. Rejoin, listen to the terms of my language, rejoin. That means they were part and parcel. They were formerly part and parcel of their people. So they engaged into reverse migration, went back to go and rejoin their ESAN people in ESAN land. Those people that are telling you that they came from Benin, they are not robustly narrating the ESAN history or that history in its full dose. They are only short narrating it to say they came from Benin, without telling you what Benin is, without telling you how they actually came from Benin. It's just like me today, that I engaged or involved into sojourn and I came to Europe. My children, even myself, that are here, in short, I did not give birth to any of my children in Nigeria. They all have, they are citizens of Italy here. Now, tomorrow, if the going is not going well and they decide to go back, does that mean that they originated from this place? No, they only went back to go and rejoin their people at home. I only went back to go and rejoin my people at home. It does not mean I originated from this place. That is what actually happened. When the going was not going well with those our ESAN people, together with those Benin people who brought alien dynasty, alien culture, who brought other deities, Uboni, so on and so forth, our people did what? And it was very cruel. They were invading neighboring kingdom for the territorial expansion of what they call Benin Kingdom. So those are our ESAN people. Eda chiche fiche, eda fiche, do deba, iwohenle, neriwo toisanfo, akwedo amie, eja tio e Benin or idu igodo migodo, ukbede nenena. So it's nothing but a reverse migration of the ESAN people who initially sojourned from ESAN land to come and form Idu Igodo Migodo in the southern part of Nigeria. They reversed to go and join their people at home. And lastly, I challenge those people to tell all their obas to go and do DNA tests and tell the NEJs of ESAN to go and do DNA tests. You will see that theirs is reading that they owe their origin to Yoruba, and the ESAN, is a distinct origin. That is why in that history, those people that are telling you that they came from Benin, that all the NEJs of ESAN, they are Oba children. You cannot see any NEJ of ESAN that his father's name is the name of any Oba of Benin. So we must be able to rationalize. If those NEJs, they came from Benin or they are children of Oba of Benin, check the names of those NEJ. You will see that they are not bearing the names of those NEJ. Their father's name is not the names of Oba of Benin. So this is two different things. We only messed up our history, and this happened ever since we created Edo State. We decided to dwell together as one. So the Benin people use that as a leverage to begin to now go into our history, distort our history, and we as a people, we folded our hands. We were looking at them. They were narrating our history for us, inserting false history on Wikipedia space, and it circulated. It went viral very, very well. So we have to put a stop to it now. And it's going to be difficult because most of our traditional rulers, they are now also of that notion that we came from Benin. In short, we even have some scholars, some historians who also wrote ESAN history and said we came from Benin because they are tapping their knowledge from the initial narrative of the Benin. But we can put a stop to it, we can correct it if we bring up intelligent people to put synergy together to look into this. And we've already had one of our sisters that have carried out archaeological research, and I am also reaching out to more people in the area of archaeologists. Let us go and put archaeological tests in the Iyala, not Iwo Toisa, not Iwo Ekboma. Then let us go and put up archaeological tests in the Ija, not Roto Edo. Let us see which one is older. And let us test the sand, ESAN land and Benin land to see where people start dwelling on first and first. Let us go into graves and take human skeleton to go and do archaeological search. This is how a people search to really know who they are. But before it gets to that time, my brothers and my sisters, I am here to tell you that with my rational sense of reasoning, subjecting history into critical analysis, I know fully well that ESANs are not Benin origin. And I stand anywhere to prove it. And anybody who wants to come on a debate with me, tell the person to come. Let us go to Arise Television. I will pay. I will sponsor. Let us go and debate. I will come up with their history book. That is where I will start bringing at this point what their history book said. I rest my case for now.
Okay, thank you very much. I think our brother have done a lot today. Is there any other person here who has a contribution to everything that have been said already, and or you have a question to ask? The floor is open to you now.
Good evening once again.
Good evening, ma'am.
The place that is confusing is how the Okosun dynasties get to an end and the Oba start ruling the Benin. As for me, when I'm growing up in my own ESAN Southeast, Bohemi, they never taught me that we are from Oba. It's when I came to Europe, I'm hearing from a lot of ESAN people that they are from Oba. But for me, right from time, I've not heard anything of Oba. We don't know anything about Oba in my place. So I want to know what happened. Maybe I did not get it right. And is it the second question is that first is how do we metamorphose to Oba from Okosun? And the second one is it true that the Igodo went to Ile-Ife to beg them to come and help them to be Oba over them because they could not rule? I just want you to clear me on that place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Quickly, it was not Igodo that went to go and to Ile-Ife to sort for their king rulership. It was the people that now call themselves Benin today. It was they and they only. And I talked about the Yoruba entourage that came along with them. The Bamawo, Ilaure of Utense, and others that came along with them. Now, I have been able to clarify that now to let us know that it was not the Idu Igodo. And also, ESAN, our kingship or our existence did not start with Idu. We are older than Idu Igodo. The formation, Idu Igodo is an alliance that can be likened unto Edo State today, where multi-ethnic groups of people, Ewo Keke, Enyekugbe, inside Edo State, and they are calling themselves Edo. So, Idu Igodo, the essence already had their settlement before Idu Igodo, though we were the key players. Today, you see some Igbos also behaving like the Benin people, who are now trying to monopolize and play supremacy. Now, the Igbo will come and tell you that they are Idu, that they are the ones that are Idu. The Benin will tell you that they are the ones that are Idu. But we ESANs that are the key players, we are not monopolizing. We are giving open hands to tell the truth that Idu comprises of multi-ethnic group of people. Because when the ESAN travel, some of the ESAN, remember, like I said, that in ESAN land, ESAN already settled. And Iwoke ESAN, so some of them, they traveled from ESAN land during their exploring, also checking elsewhere that they had virgin land, that virgin land is available. That was how some of those ESAN got to today, present day, southern Nigeria. In short, the Idu Igodo that we are talking about was founded there in southern Nigeria. Not only Edo State. Edo State is part and parcel of southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria is very large. You will find a lot of ethnic group and a lot of tribe inside southern Nigeria. So those are the people that formed Idu Igodo together. But ESAN, we are the key players. So, like you ask, how did we not change from Okosun dynasty to Oba dynasty? there in Idu Igodomigodo, there was a particular rotational kingship monarchical structure. While that was going on, the ESAN already had their original structure at home, where it was a Dionwere, where it was a Gbenugene. The Dionweres were the ones that were the head of affairs culturally. That was what we had originally before Idu Igodomigodo. Now, being that our ESAN people who took part majorly in Idu Igodomigodo now came back to rejoin their ESAN people at home. So all the ideas they took to that part of the world, they also brought it along with them. So when they came, remember, when they came to rejoin, they were forming their own kingdoms and their own settlement alongside the ESAN settlement that they already had before they decided to travel to southern part of Nigeria to go and form Idu Igodomigodo. People are getting it wrong, thinking that our origin started with Idu Igodomigodo. I am putting it straight that we already existed. We are even older than Idu Igodomigodo, though we are part and parcel of the formation of Idu Igodomigodo. That is why we can call on Ehimidu and Alimiesan. Alimiesan is older than Ehimidu. Alimiesan is the ESAN ancestors, which is also known as Alimioto, the indigenous spirit of the ESAN people. So that was what was before Idu. So all these are two faces of history. Now, how did it not change? So when we are saying how did we not change, it will look like as if we actually started our monarchical structure or our cultural engagement via Idu Igodomigodo. No. We already had a cultural engagement, how to lead ourselves. Okpo, the eldest person in ESAN, Odionwere, and all those was our listing. But later on, when that kingship now came, that we also introduced in Idu, we started also practicing in it. It became an attachment to what we had on ground already. So we brought what we had. That is why we still call ourselves Imioje Mahim. So that OJ is still remaining. We did not destroy it. It's only the Bini that destroyed it. And we cannot necessarily call ourselves Ojiso because Imie Mahim. We are the one who form Ojiso. Ojiso is a term of word which says that a king that is above is so. So that is why you hear today we always call Alimiesan, 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 which came along with the foremost dance of the ESAN people, the foremost cultural dance, which is Igbabolenimi. Igbabolenimi is as old as humanity. And Igbabolenimi was not taught to the ESAN people by mere mortals. Igbabolenimi was taught to the ESAN people by spirits. ESAN ancestors that went to learn Igbabolenimi dance, they did not go and gather themselves like cultural group and started teaching themselves those dance. They had an encounter with the spirits inside the forest where they went to hunt. They saw that the spirits were dancing acrobatically in the middle of the night inside the spirit. And in conjunction, the ESAN clapped their hands in conjunction and danced acrobatically along with the spirits. And when the ESAN people came to their village square, because they went into the bush to hunt, when they got to the village square, they taught their ESAN people Igbabolenimi dance. So all those things, when we hear Elimi, these are Alimiesan. So this is the beginning of our cultural engagement, not the Ogiso. But we are part and parcel of the formation of Ogiso. And we still call ourselves Oje. Today, Ogiso does not exist in Benin, but Oje. That is why you see they are not the one going about with Oba. We go about with Oji. So our own is still retaining. We retained our original selves. But they turned their Ogie to Duke. That is what Ogiamie is fighting them for today. Is fighting them for today. They turned their Ogiso to Duke, their Ogie to Duke, and created more dukes along the dukes. And those dukes that they created, they are not origin of the community. They are overheading today as Enogie. Enogie does not mean king. Enogie means duke. So they created Enogie to do what? To relegate and change the engagement, the dynasty of Ogiso, which worked for them only in Edo South. They tried to extend it to ESAN, but Abrus Ali resisted them. That was what they fought Abrus Ali for. So I think this is how best I can explain in details for now, except we still do not understand this explanation that I have given. Thank you.
Okay, my sister, is that clear? At least from what he has said now, we should be able to pick some few things from there. So is there anybody, or you still have something to add to it?
Yes, it's clear. Because why I asked that question? Because there's still the palace of that Ogiame in Benin there. That is why I was asking, how did they now become Oba instead of that Ogiame? That is where I was confused. How did it change? I know that we, the ESAN, we continue our ways. We never be corrupted with the what they bring. You understand? Those ones that went back is because they don't want to soil their hand with the tradition they bring from the Yoruba land. That make them to revise back, right? Okay.
Exactly.
So what now? My point is, what now happened that make them those? Okay, you said it's the Benin that went to Ilefe and asked for
Yes,
right? That is
yes,
why. Okay.
yes. Now,
That means
okay. Quickly, sorry. You know why I have to I have somewhere to go, but being that today is my first time to come, I have to sacrifice time because we don't need to rush through this because this is very, very important. So we need to really clarify ourselves. So some other time when we are coming, we are going to be having within 1 hour section. Once it's within that hour, we will close. So we should always come on time so that we'll have time to ask questions. Thank you. So let me quickly go there. What happened? How did that Oba dynasty started? Now, what happened is that when Oromiyan was living, you know, I was able to establish beyond reasonable doubt, telling us that Oromiyan left because he could not invade the land and he could not rule the people, and he left and he nicknamed the place and called the place Ile Ibinu. But before Oromiyan left, Oromiyan had an affair with the daughter of, or with one of the daughter of these people that call themselves Benin today. Please, when we are narrating, let's also always say these people that call themselves Benin today. Because initially, there was no such as Benin. Benin is not a tribe. Benin is not a language. So, these people that call themselves Benin today, before Oromiyan left, Oromiyan had an affair with one of their daughter. And that their daughter got pregnant. And when Oromiyan left, that their daughter that got pregnant put to bed. And when these people that call themselves Benin today saw that Oromiyan put to bed already, and their daughter put to bed, who had an affair for Oromiyan, and the child is a son, is a male child, they say, oh, it's the same thing. The person we are looking for, this is his seed. We can also make him a king. Now, please, every one of you, go to my page. You will see the document. I post it there. What I am narrating now, you will see the document. I post it there on my page, Indigenous People of ESAN Facebook page. So as you go there, also go to ESAN History Talk Show on TikTok. Follow me on ESAN History Talk Show as well. Now, when they saw that that woman gave birth, they say, okay, they can make that child a king. So when Oromiyan heard that his grandchild have become a king, they have made him a king in Idu, the place that is called Idu, which was later called Benin. They have made him a king. Oromiyan now sent his Yoruba people along Oromiyan that actually returned and went back to Oduduwa in Ile-Ife. Oromiyan sent, Oduduwa sent his Yoruba entourage. Number one, Bama wo, a particular large group of people that he sent and told them, Bami wo, lene balu re, ono moni, na re, na maoje, uto idunia. So, Oromiyan also sent other Yoruba people along with those people. So when they got there, that was how they now made that, assisted these people that call themselves Benin people today. They assisted them to fashion another dynasty, Oba dynasty. They were the one who brought Oba dynasty. And this son that they made king, they now called him Owomika. The Yoruba called that son Owomika because the son have to play a seed before he become a king. Ahwe Ise. So when he played that seed, oh boy, he got the seed. Like that seed when we go sit down, ikbalaba ma dotwa akifiono ikbalaba. So on ikbalaba ni or wa on okole oki goroela. So where kire so obome waile. So that name Owomika, my hands has gotten it, became his name. And that is how Eweka the first. Eweka has no meaning in Edo language. It was gotten from Owomika. So that was how Oduduwa and his people brought in Oba dynasty. They now named him Oba Eweka the first. So that was how Oba dynasty began. But we will thoroughly narrate this, write it out. You know, when you write things out like this, it's easier to understand. But it's also good we have the oral history like this. So the way Oba dynasty began is exactly that way. And I am not narrating what I wrote. I am narrating what the Benin wrote, and I compare it with what the Yoruba wrote. Although the Benin tried to destroy what they wrote initially, because they have now ventured into a supremacy quest. So for their supremacy pursuit to suit what they are saying, they started destroying the first document, historical document they narrated before, because it will not go in line with their supremacy pursuit no longer. So that is how Oba dynasty paved way into Idu land today.
So thank you very much, my brother. Is there anybody, like for those guys who are just coming, do you have any contribution? Because Mr. Aigbe have to go somewhere, and we have just a limited time. We'll be here for since 6 o'clock, since 5 o'clock. Do you have any contribution or any question for Mr. Aigbe?
I just want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. ESAN history. First of all, you talk about the Idu. Me, I just want to know how many tribes comprise of that Idu. And I am Igbo. I want to make one thing clear to you. There was never a time, and it can never be, Igbos will come and say they want to come and claim the major players, you know, during the era of Idu. You understand? With that argument, it is very clear that ESANs, in fact, were the major players. Are you getting me? They were the aboriginals. Just like I've explained now. They were in existence before even the era of Idu. Are you getting me? So if you see anybody telling you that want to come and monopolize the term Idu and it's Igbo, just disregard it. Okay? Maybe it's an impersonator. You understand? So me, I want to know how many tribes made up of that Idu as of that time. That's what I want to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we will go back to, because I cannot really point and say everything, those tribes off heart now, but they are on a book, on a historical book that has been recorded by the ancient Dutch and the British people. But certainly, they were Igbos, they were ESANs, they were Ichekiris, they were these Kogi. So they were part and parcel. Some of the Kogi that came along the ESAN, because the Kogi and the ESAN, they have boundary together. But some of the Kogi that came along with ESAN, not all these people I am calling, they are part and parcel. They are just detachments of their overall tribe. It's not all the tribe that left their original land to come and form Idu. It's not all the tribe. So that is why you see that when the going was not going well, people begin to leave that center place where Idu was originally formed. People begin to leave. There are people who still did not leave today, who, if they go and do DNA tests, it will read to, like, okay, let me quickly talk about the Igbankers there in Edo State today. Igbanker, they gave them a Nogi, and in the spoken language of the Igbanker people, which is Ika, which is a dialect of Igbo, a Nogie does not exist. So they remain there today. They are still in Edo State today. Now, Let me quickly touch something, my brother, my Igbo brother, Mr. Victor. What I am narrating is based on some of what we are seeing from some of the Igbo people on social media, starting from Unamen and his followers. I am not saying they were Igbo people during that time who tried to monopolize it due to themselves. There are some Igbo people today who are behaving like the Benis today, playing supremacy, arrogantly arrogating people's territory into their claim, drawing maps, and telling you that Essence are Biafra, telling you that Ubiaja na Biafra. So we have them, there are a lot of them on social media. So like me, that is why I have been telling my people, do not insult anybody, narrate your history, educate them. Thank you. Quickly, before I close, I want to ask
another one. Another one. Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, Mr. History, one thing you have to know is that the people that are doing Biafra do not represent us, the Igbos. Okay? Secondly,
I know, I'm not arguing that, my brother. I'm not arguing that. We are only setting records straight.
Yeah,
we are not fighting. Yes, we know. Listen,
thank you.
Wait, to minimize time, all those are normal things that we know. We know all of that. Okay. We know that there are a lot of
even then Namen won't say if you see the insult we give to Namen, go and check his Twitter on that post he made.
Yes, my brother, I understand all this, but we are setting records straight for the benefit of people that are listening to them. We have a lot of people that are listening to Bini. I'm coming, listen. Yeah. We have a lot of people that listen to Bini because we were not debunking the Binis on time. Our people, large numbers of them, believe them. So whether or not those people, we have a lot of people on social media today behaving like the Binis from the Igbo extraction. We are not generalizing. That is why we are saying some Igbos. And they are Igbos, whether they are Biafra or not, they are Igbos. We know them. So what we are doing, we are not insulting anybody. We are debunking them, letting them know the truth. We don't have to keep quiet, whether the rest of Igbo support them or don't support them. Why we are not keeping quiet? We have learned from our mistake. Because if we keep quiet because the rest Igbo did not support them, there are people that are listening. They will believe that narrative. Quickly, because I want to round up. We will have time. There are a lot of time. We will come up. Please listen. It's good you listen when somebody is speaking. So there are a lot of time. We will come up. We cannot finish everything today. But before I go, I want to quickly respond to somebody that is saying you should ask me, or people should ask me, how markets. What ham market? Are you referring to the election? The election, we fought for ESAN agenda. Is he a Benin man that is there? When you say ham market, we have to ask you ham market. Is he not an ESAN man that won the election that they declare as a winner? Did they declare Benin man as a winner? Can't you see that is the ESAN ancestors that is fighting against you? And because you cannot reason rationally, you are thinking that we are failed. We provided 2 ESAN sons, and one of the 2 ESAN sons, when me that supports Aswe Udalu, I am not partisan. I am not partisan. I am not a PDP. I am not an APC. I only support the one I know that is best among the 2 ESAN sons. And it now happened that the other ESAN son won. So our ESAN agenda has come to stay. So we should be asking you how market. Thank you, my brothers. I think.
Yeah, can I ask one more before you go? Just one more before you go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to know, was there a time in history that about we are paying like would I say it's a homage or a rent to the Ogisos, in the sense that they were not the aboriginals, they were giving land, a kind of rent, and there was that kind of record in history. They were paying rent to the Ogisos.
Yes, I don't have such facts. I've not come across that. I can only narrate what I know. Because really and truthfully, when we are narrating truth, we should not use lies to narrate our truth. We must ensure that all the history that we are narrating, they are all thorough, and we can prove it, and we can provide evidence. So the evidence I have, I did not see the time the Oba dynasty started, they were not paying any homage to any Ogiso. They only came to hijack. It changed. You saw what I narrated, how Oba dynasty came in. When the Portuguese came, they were also privileged to run business with the Portuguese, and the Portuguese gave them weapons, and it was those weapons they were using to invade neighboring kingdoms for the territorial expansion of Benin. That they were paying homage to Ogisos. I don't think there is any such, because there is no particular one Ogisos. There is no one Ogiso. There were various Ogiso. And when you go and look at the names of those Ogiso, you will see that most of those names are ESAN names. And you will see Urobo names. And you will see few Igbo names. Most of the names are ESAN names. But because people cannot comprehend ESAN language and Edo language, they now believe that those names are Edo names. Like somebody will call his name now OJ. And because Benin people have said that we are speaking their language, people will think that those names are majorly Benin names. They are not Benin names, they are ESAN names. Benin don't have language. So let us pause here for now till we meet again some other time.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I will follow you now. Think of next time.
I want to ask something before you go, please.
Oh, goodness.
I beg. I've been trying to meet with you.
But you have my number now.
I have your number, yes, I know. I want to ask this thing. I don't know whether we will feel they do this thing, like let me say 4 times in a week to make sure so we sensitize a lot of our people.
Okay. I will take that challenge, but it will be you people that we encourage.
No, that one is sure, because we need to tell our story, because we don't want people to
yes,
tell.
We need to tell our story, my brother. The only way you guys will encourage us, listen, my brother, the only way you guys will encourage us to do so, please follow our pages.
We do that.
Share.
Yes.
Share it on your platform, ask people to follow. And when we are having program like this, you see, we'll spend 2 hours here today. My daughter, I just lock her out. I'm in her room because she's knocking on the door. I need to go and meet her. So when we have program like this, we say, come so time, let every one of us turn up on time. So that within 1 hour, we'll be able to explain the topic we have. Then people will now start asking their question. So when people keep me long like this, next time I will be afraid to come because of the time that it will consume. Number one, please, you people should follow our pages. My page, a TikTok page. You guys have been dragging me to come and join TikTok because you saw that the Benin people have moved into TikTok because I've really dealt with them on Facebook. So they've moved into TikTok. And I did not want to come into TikTok for any reason before because of what is going on TikTok. But when I saw how they have littered lives on TikTok, I decided to come and join. But now I don't have a lot of followers. Please, you people should follow my page on TikTok, ESAN History Talk Show. Search for ESAN History Talk Show and follow. And then I think we are good to go for now. When we have another program again, Ojelimi, Mr. Ronald, he will let you guys know because he's been doing a lot of good job.
Okay, sir, please, can I continue?
No, we are done. We are done. The session for tonight is okay.
We are through for today. Wow.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
I have to go now, Mr. OJ.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. We really do appreciate you. Oh,
bless you.
Mr. East, please don't be angry. Bear with us. Next time we will take your questions. Okay. Please. Okay. Thank you very much. And thank you all for coming. We really appreciate you guys. Just as Mr. Okosun said, let's try to build up his page to 1,000. That will motivate him to do this job. It's not easy to read books. And this is not just books. You have to do research upon research upon research, even buy some books. You spend money for all this stuff. Please, let's try to appreciate him and show him love. This is ESAN issue, and we all have to carry the cross. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. I will pass a message across when we set a date for another program like this. Have a nice day for today. God bless you.